government is mounting a forceful defense amid public criticism over its decision to deport rather than prosecute foreign nationals arrested for illegal mining. The move has sparked widespread controversy as many question why offenders are being thrown out instead of being made to face the full weight of Ghana's law. So far, 107 foreign nationals linked to illegal mining and other fraudulent activities have been repatriated, according to the Interior Minister Mohamed Muntaka Mubarak. Speaking on PM Express with Evans Mensah last night, Deputy Interior Minister Ebenezer Oklite Telabi justified the decision.
Prefer repatriating them than to take them through our courts. Because you see, when you arrest them, they'll tell you, take me to court. We have lawyers, yes, rightly so. They need, you know, to be proven guilty by what do you call it, our courts. But the fact is that the situation on hand, we cannot do things, you know, the same way and think that we'll have the same results.
Mr. Teller,
we need to be a little bit innovative. It wouldn't sound pleasant.
But the point is that where's the innovation in deporting somebody? We've done it before with Aisha One. There's no innovation there.
The point is that, you see, if you are arrested and then we get their embassies to repatriate them, because you see the whole thing is so complex. You arrest some of them, and all they tell you is that they don't have their passports. And the identity is very difficult. So once they get into the system, it's difficult to even track some of them. You understand? So once you are lucky and you grab them, you know, at the crime scene, now taking them, we have another challenge at our prisons. We are looking at 14,000, you know, a population of prisons that we have now. Feeding them is even a problem. Taking care of them. I mean, recently, last week, my boss went to Kumasi. The pictures I saw, seriously, the prisons are congested. So if there's a way to not to, exacerbate the situation by sending these people back to their home countries, I think that I would opt for that. Yeah. I would definitely opt for that.
But Mr. Telabi, do you concede, though? You said that taking these foreigners through our legal system is frustrating. The cost will frustrate you.
Yes, sometimes, yes.
But you are okay dealing with the frustrations when it comes to Ghanaians you arrest, but you are not okay dealing with the same individuals when they are foreigners. That is double standards at best.
Oh, not really, not really, my brother. You see, let's be realistic, because you arrest about 80, you know, Chinese, and then you have to find a place to keep them, and then sometimes even vehicles to take them to court. It's a problem. You go to court and they succeed in getting, you know, bail.
But that also applies to the Ghanaians you arrest.
Certainly, but you see, the point is that I mean, there are a few things that I wouldn't like to disclose. You know, some of the things that happen behind the scenes. I wouldn't like to disclose everything on air.
The Minerals and Mining Amendment Act 995 has provision for this thing. Government says that it will not follow through with the dictates of this law, but rather has taken a position to deport them. So what does this say? Let me just illustrate what the law says. Now, it says if you are a foreigner and you are arrested for engaging in illegal mining, there will be a fine of not less than 100,000 penalty units. Penalty units 12 Ghana cedis, and not more than 350,000 penalty units. And a term of imprisonment of not less than 20 years and not more than 25 years. Both fines and the imprisonment. So if you're a foreigner and you are arrested for engaging in illegal mining, you can go into prison for 25 years and maybe also be fined as well. Now, where a non-Ghanaian who is liable on summary conviction under subsection 3 is a person liable to deportation under section 35, that non-Ghanaian shall, where sentenced to a term of imprisonment serve the full sentence before deportation in accordance with Section 3. So when this law was passed, the framers decided that after you have served your 25 years in jail, you will be deported. The government says that 25 years is no longer necessary. They would rather deport them, rather let them serve in prison. The reason is what the Deputy Minister has been providing. And so these are the summary, or better so the content of the offences and penalties for illegal miners under the Minerals and Mining Act. So, and if you are a Ghanaian, there's also almost the same, a fine of no less than 30,000 penalty units and not more than 100,000 penalty units, and then also 15 to 25 years in imprisonment if you are a Ghanaian. But if you are a foreigner, that's between 20 and 25 years. So these are the fine for persons arrested for engaging in illegal mining. Let me bring in Awala Sewa. She is eco-conscious. So Awala, everybody appears to be disappointed with government position taken on this matter, making nonsense of the Minerals and Mining Act that was passed by Parliament, having stiffer punishment for offenders under this particular regime. And the government says that will overlook the 25 years imprisonment and rather give them a first-class ticket to their home country.
Good afternoon to you and your listeners. Thank you very much for having me. I'm very perplexed by this. If we agree that these people are engaged in environmental terrorism, they are destroying our landscape, they are poisoning our water bodies, and there's so much happening because of this. And all we can do when we catch them in our forest reserves, all we can do is say, thank you very much for destroying our forest reserve. Here's a ticket, go back home. I mean, what we are doing is announcing to the world that you can come to Ghana, come and destroy our environment. And all that will happen to you is that will pay for your cost to go back to your countries. All the reasons the minister is giving, the same applies to Ghanaians. But in the case of Ghanaians, miraculously, you are able to prosecute them and they can languish in jail, but not the foreigners. This is discriminatory. And it also says that we are not particularly serious about the fight against environmental terrorism. We're inviting people from outside to continue to help Ghanaians to destroy the environment. And this is unacceptable. And I'm sure the president will see that this has to be overturned, and I'm sure it will be. I can't see this going through.
I mean, I wonder, I mean, when we're passing the law, didn't we know that it was going to be difficult to feed prisoners? Didn't we know that the conditions in our prisons are not the best? Yes, we passed this law with the expectation that it will help deal with illegal mining. And yet, we look at the law and say that no, it's not necessary to put them in jail, but rather just deport them. Do you sense diplomatic pressure on our governments?
I just sense a lack of seriousness in the fight against illegal mining. I mean, let's be absolutely frank. If your jails are full, why don't you reset by finding out who is in a jail for what? Some people have been in prison for stealing a chicken. I mean, that person can be freed so that their place can be taken by
in fact, some have been on remand for years. Some have been on remand for years, sometimes 10 to 20 years.
You see, that's a very good point you're making. Some have been on remand for years. Some have frankly been jailed for offenses that should have just been a fine. They shouldn't have been jailed. If you really want to reset, use this as an opportunity to look at who is your jail for doing what. These are people coming into your country to destroy your country, and all you want to do is to deport them. We've seen what happened with Aisha Huang. It doesn't make any sense to people who are thinking about the whole situation. If you think you don't have enough jails, then maybe you have to construct some shelters. Whatever you need to do, you need it. But it's untenable that you think it's fit for Ghanaians to be in overcrowded jails, but that's not good enough for foreigners. So they can just come and destroy our environment, poison us, because we are being poisoned. We face an existential threat, and we're coming up with all sorts of things that don't stand scrutiny.
And you have been very loud in your demand for a reversal of this government position. I don't know whether you've had the opportunity of getting this across to the sector ministers and then by extension government. What are you doing to get this really done?
I mean, this is in the process, and then so many other people have raised their voices today. So many very good arguments have been made. The question of discrimination, the question of no longer having a deterrent. So many very good arguments have been made. So I'm very confident. I'm very confident that the president will see the wisdom in doing away with this and going to the letter of the Mining and Minerals Act, the amendment. And I also believe that the president knows that many people voted against the past administration and not necessarily for the current administration. There's an overwhelming majority, but the goodwill will begin to dissipate where people sense that not much is being done about illegal mining. It's one announcement after the other, and some of them just don't stand scrutiny. So if we don't actually take a robust steps to fighting environmental terrorism, such as declaring a state of emergency, because the threats are real. Apart from the fact that we are being poisoned, our landscape is being poisoned, the food that we are growing is being poisoned. Very soon we won't be able to export cocoa because it will be poisoned or contaminated. Very soon, lots of people are losing their livelihood. The peasant farmers, the fishermen, they are losing their livelihood, yet all we care about is the livelihood of miners. If we don't hurry up and declare a state of emergency, knowing very well that as we speak, every day, the illegal miners are getting stronger and stronger. And if we don't take care, parts of Ghana will become like parts of Latin America, which are no-go areas because they are controlled by the drug cartels. It didn't start overnight. They also sat there and were not taking the right decisions until this happened. So I think the president will realize that if he doesn't do something very quickly, the goodwill that he currently enjoys will dissipate. And I know as a fact that come May 1st, if Ghanaians feel that their concerns are not being taken seriously, not only are we refusing to declare a state of emergency as more and more of our forest reserves are being overrun, even those we say we have reclaimed. Forestry guards are being attacked there. One is fighting for his life. We don't even want to revoke LI 2462, a low-hanging fruit. Even the former administration under whose watch this perverse piece of legislation was passed, even what they were putting before Parliament was a revocation.
Right.
The president, whilst in opposition, said he would revoke it, and what they've put before Parliament is an amendment. If government is not seen to be actually fighting illegal mining, I'm afraid Ghanaians are going to become very dissatisfied and will make their dissatisfaction felt.
Let's leave it here for now. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Let me take you to the